One more. You're inhaling and exhaling. How about that? Here we go. In, 2, 3, 4. Take it out. Bring it back in. And out. You can juke a little bit. Get your groove on. Come on in. Now knees. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you're going to tap the heel. 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 Back it up. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on forward. Up. Let's do it again. Take it back. Bring it in. Bring it in. No love. Left grapevine that way. Up. 2, 3, tap. Little shoulder pump. Up, up. Tiny taps. Little bitty, little bitty. Hit low. Take it wide. Hold it right here. Sit and lift. Down. Up. It's the squat. Oh yeah. Strengthening those quads and hamstrings. For balance. Get up, get down. Up, no other love, for yourself, that's it, now bring it inside, Mark, and out, hand curls go up, pull it back, now stop, take it over, right, left, reach, nicely done. See what happens? You want more now. That's what happens. Good job. Our heart rates are up. We probably burned off our cake maybe, huh? No, probably not. Maybe the sugar that was in the cake. I don't know. Anyway, I was lucky enough to get the fitness center to give us a 3-month membership to any of the fitness centers that Cox Health has, which is North, out of breath, North, Republic, I think there's one in Monette, and then the Meyer Center. So I had little tickets. So if you did not get one and you want to write your name on one, to put your name in here. Anybody? Here we go. Just write your name on it. I'm going to have my lovely daughter, Amanda, come up here and draw for me. Okay. Put your name on the back because you don't have duplicate numbers, so how would you know what you put in there, see? So I went, oh man, I gotta have them write their name. I should have got your phone number. I did have a water class of mine one time put their name and phone numbers down, and they did not know that I would call them. I haven't seen you in 2 weeks, yo. What? I care. It matters. Anybody else? I also have 6 one-week trial memberships too. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Let's draw for one of the weak ones first. I know, yeah, you just got to build up for this stuff. They're like, oh, I could have had the 3 months. Jess Caldwell. Woo! Awesome. There you go, yeah. Okay.
What's this for?
Same thing. I have 6 of these. Esther? Oh, yay. Michelle Wilson? All right. Yay. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. And this is to any of the ones that's close to you, because that's important. It either needs to be by your work or by your home whenever you find a place to work out. You keep your workout clothes in a bag in the car, right? And always have your shoes. Okay. Catherine. Oh, yay. That's awesome. They do orientations and all kinds of things. There's water aerobics at the Meyer Center. So there's all kinds of good stuff. Lisa Arner. Woo-hoo. That's where I first saw Lisa, was at the Meyer Center. Adrian Arner. Ooh, ooh, Mom and y'all can work out together. Woo, now for the big prize. Nothing but gold. Is that Sheila? She here?
It is Sheila.
Is she able to go though? I will get her a weak one, okay? That way when she's able, that way we can, well, I'll tell, yeah, we'll do that. Rachel Crawford. Ah! Girl, I knew when I saw you today. Congratulations. That's awesome. Yay. Okay, you can have a brief sit. I just have some facts for you, which you probably already know. But as women, which you've all have heard throughout the day, you know, we have to renew our spirit, soul, and body. Because if you're just doing one of those things, it's almost like, you know, God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You know, it takes all of that to make one. So those 3 things of you need to be one thing. So don't do so much over here and then not here. Because this, taking care of you as a woman is very important. You put your children first, you put your husband first, you put everything else first. When I teach my classes, I have them do everything on purpose. Don't just go through the motion of a bicep curl. You're going to isolate and you're going to tell that tricep it's not their turn, and you're going to pull up and you're going to actually contract that muscle. And even not using any weight, you can still work your muscles. You can do this at home if you are that person. I can't even motivate myself at home. It's terrible. A lot of, even doing it for free, because I have taught at Bass Pro Shop, their corporate headquarters. I've taught at Cox Health facilities where they wanted us to go out on the floors where the nurses were to do a 30-minute something or other so that they did not have to go to the gym. They could just like wear their scrubs and whatever and just come in and do something for themselves because the nurse population is so unhealthy. And they have a big responsibility, you know, to take care of people, but they don't take care of themselves. It's just another woman thing, I think. You know, they have other things to do and their shifts are long and they get tired. Well, exercise will give you energy and tied in with the proper food and nutrition that you're working with too. So give yourself that time. If you give yourself 30 minutes a day, you're worth that. You know, we are worth that. It's like intimacy with the Father. For you to spend that time with you, you figure out, oh my gosh, I totally didn't remember this about me. I like purple. I never realized I like purple because you're actually getting to focus on you for a change and not what's going on. I got to buy groceries and I got to go over here. And oh, Susie left her lunch at home. But you know what? If Susie had to not eat that lunch, you might remember it tomorrow because you got to go work out. Just saying. So anyway, that was Angieism, not. I just think you guys should do it for you. And my motto is, if you don't have fun, you're not going to do it. So I always try to put fun in my classes. And I tell them, there's no fun without you. And, you know, they think I'm crazy, but that's okay. I had a person in my class one time say, you know, I think you are a retired drill sergeant. And I went, that is not true because I'm not retired. So, yeah, they don't ask me to do yoga much because I'm not that, oh, a little flower and reach. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes you have to be encouraged, very much so, to do what we do and to stay with it, and a smile on the face and a pat on the back and I miss you when you're not here. So the biggest thing when you go to a facility is find an instructor or somebody that you can connect with. I always encourage group exercise because you have accountability. And a lot of times when you go into a gym all by yourself, it's overwhelming and you're just like, I don't want to tell anybody, no, I don't know what I'm doing in here. So you just walk around and you put your hand on one machine and you kind of move the weight around and then you don't do anything with it. And then you walk over here and you're like, hi, how are you? Throw your keys in the basket and go to the bathroom and come pick them up and leave. So always have a purpose and find someone. At all the Cox facilities, you can sign up at the office for an orientation. If you want to increase your balance, if you want nice biceps, if you want to strengthen your core, or you want stronger legs, et cetera, they can show you the things that they suggest for that. And then find your own thing. I was going to do a bunch of printouts and stuff, but really it has to be what you determine you want to do. There's lots of resources out there. So with the strength that you find in our Father, to love yourself as much as your neighbor, like John said. This is very important for us to do, no matter what it is, whether it's you getting up 30 minutes early. I know it's like, oh my God, I don't go to bed till 1 o'clock in the morning. Bad. But a walk around the block, just any kind of physical exercise, any kind. Well, it's raining outside. Well, it's cold. Well, it's this. March around inside the house or put on a video. There's all kinds of YouTube videos you can do. The big thing now is your body weight against itself, because it's a natural thing and it's something that you can do without any kind of equipment. So just find a nice little thing, get over in the corner. It's kind of like having a prayer room or a war room, you know, where you spend time with the Lord. Spend some time with you. I just have a few benefits of exercise. You probably heard them a million times, but we're kind of retraining our minds to think about reading the label on what we're picking up to put in our bodies. And then we're actually renewing our mind and loving ourselves and forgiving us for whatever it is that we feel not good about, or my arms are so ugly, or whatever, is going on here. We have to change this up here, and nobody can do that but you. And the Father, of course, he can help. So maybe you exercise to tone your thighs, build your biceps, or flatten your belly, or maybe you work out to ward off the big killers like heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. But how about sweating to improve your mind? Exercise is the single best thing you can do for your brain in terms of mood, memory, and learning. And this is from the Harvard Medical School psychiatrist. Every 10 minutes of activity changes your brain. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It's huge. It reverses the detrimental effects of stress, increases brain chemicals like serotonin, dopamine, and, help me, norepinephrine, right? Okay. It works on cellular level to reverse stress's toll on our aging process. 45 minutes over a 3-day period. That's not a lot. What is that, 15 minutes a day? Working out also keeps us from ruminating, thinking deeply about something, by altering the blood flow to those areas in the brain involved in triggering us to relive those stressful thoughts again and again. Isn't that something? It lifts depression, burning 350 calories 3 times a week through sustained sweat-inducing activities, can reduce symptoms of depression about as effective as any antidepressants. 3 sessions of yoga per week boosted participants' level of brain chemical GABA, which typically translates into improved mood and decreased anxiety. It doesn't take much time. So we're not talking, I don't have 3 hours. No, you might not have 3, but you might have 1. You might have 1. Start small and add to that, because the more that you put into you, the more you're going to want to get from you. You get, no matter what it is, you get out of it what you put into it. Whether it's your walk with Jesus, whether it's your time with your children, whether it's your relationship with your husband, or whether it's your physical fitness levels and dedication. It's whatever you put into that is what you're going to get out. It improves learning. It increases the level of brain chemicals called growth factors, which help make new brain cells and establish new connections between brain cells to help us learn. And the ones that ranked the highest was dance and tennis were 2 of the ones that give the biggest boosts. So if you're thinking about going to a dance class, dancing, as a lot of our dancers probably know, keeps your heart at a steady state. So you're going to burn more calories. When you're doing like step aerobics, it's a bell curve. You're going to start low, and then you increase as you go, and then you bring it back down. Intervals are you start low, then you go up, and you come back down, you recover, you go back up, and you recover. They're all very effective. It just depends on what you want to do. Do one of each. I mean, it just switches it up for you in case you're one of those, I can't stand doing the same thing every day. Okay, do something different. Pull your knees up and add a little hop, and the next day just stand here and lift them like this, or sit in the chair and pick them up and put a weight on it. Such different things. There's all kinds of things out there for you to try. You need a little cardio, and I think you also need some strength training to strengthen the muscles, help your overall just lean muscle, which helps all your muscles get stronger, and your endurance. Okay, it helps build self-esteem and improves body image. It leaves you feeling exciting and happy. It keeps the brain fit, less memory loss, keeps vocabulary retrieval strong. It helps keep Alzheimer's at bay. Alzheimer's research says at this point in their studies, it's the best weapon against the disease. So even if there's just an Alzheimer's group, I think we have an arthritis group that meets at the Myers Center. And they do things for arthritis patients, even if it's just this. It keeps that one finger, if that's where the arthritis is, moving and not static. And just keeps it moving, just keep moving. You lose your range of motion because you don't do range of motion. I can't lift my shoulder up anymore. It's because you don't lift your shoulder up anymore. People that come to my stretch class, I can't get down on the floor, up off the floor. No, and you won't be able to get up off the floor if you don't practice getting up and down off the floor. There are methods to do that. You can start using a chair. I can show you how to not use your knees. And I have in my stretch class anywhere from 22 years old to 87 years old. And once they realize, you usually stretch about 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after. 45 minutes of stretching, flexibility, and I'll tell you this, I don't know what time it is. But anyway, I don't want to get into Nate's time. Stretching is an important component of any exercise program. Most aerobic and strength training programs inherently cause your muscles to contract and tighten. Stretching after you exercise helps optimize the range of motion in your joints, and it boosts circulation, which is blood to the heart. Stretching your major muscle groups after you exercise. In some studies, stretching right before an athletic event has shown to decrease athletic performance, especially before activities requiring ballistic movements, jumping and running. Overall, however, stretching after exercise can help you optimize your joint range of motion. If you don't exercise regularly, you may want to stretch a few times a week after a brief warm-up to maintain flexibility. So they're saying even if you don't exercise regularly, you need to keep your flexibilities very, very important. I know that, and I would tell you this, I'm not told this quite a bit, but in January was the first time that I came back to teaching. After 6 months, I thought I had tore a calf muscle or a glute muscle or something, because when you've been teaching exercise for 25 years, you know you're kind of immortal or invincible. You know your bones are good. You know it's got to be a muscle. You just overdid something. But I had 3 bulging discs and right lateral stenosis, of which I had to get epidural injections and not teach for 6 months. Wow, what that does to your psyche is huge, huge, huge. But depending on the Lord and exercise, they told me had I not been as flexible as I was, I would have not recovered that soon at all. I would have never been able to come back within 6 months' time, much less a year's time of going back and teaching 8 classes, just starting out. Any kind of impact, they were concerned because whenever you have bulging disc, you're just one step away from a rupture. So you don't know at what point in time or what twist or move is going to cause that thing to do that, of which my chiropractor told me that's what happened to him. He had to shut his business down for a year so that he could, without surgical intervention, naturally restore his body and his health back, because he refused to go under the knife, which, you know, he was my biggest advocate. He said, if you don't stop doing what you're doing right now and totally recover, you have to be smart in all things. There's got to be balance in all things. And I was teaching sometimes 20 classes a week for this day, you know, over time, over 20 years. If there was a need, I wanted to be there for those people that were there, that were wanting to change their lives. It was so important for me to be in that, I feel like a servant in the fitness arena, because I know what happened to me when I found that one person that cared enough to really watch what I was doing and to tell me I was doing it good and I want to see you next week. And they were sincere. Not just blowing over your head or, you know, telling you something that you really wanted to hear. it's sincerity. And that's the way I do all my classes. So really in your heart, purpose to try one thing that you've not done. And if that's stand up and sit straight. Your posture is so important. Look at Walmart. Next time you go to Walmart, you know how you look for treasures at Walmart? Look for somebody with good posture while you're at it. Good luck.
Yeah.
We're leaning on our buggies like this. Hi. Oh my goodness. Sometimes in my classes, I'll just stand there and I have pretty good posture, I have to say. And everybody go, whoa, shoulders back and down, chest up, abs are engaged. You should drive like this, you should sit like this, even if you're at a desk all day long. Give yourself 15-minute breaks to allow your blood to flow. Go for a little bit of a walk, because if you work through your lunch, shame on you. You need to take that time to refresh, stand up, get active. And we have these Fitbits and all these kind of things that shock us when it's time to exercise. So, whoa, okay. I don't have one, you notice? So anyway, I just want to encourage you and to let you know that you're worth it no matter what it is, and find a place that you can exercise. If you can motivate yourself to do it at home, yay, good for you. I bow, because I'm not that girl. I have to go somewhere where you're supposed to do that stuff, in my opinion. Because if you could do it at home, there would be no gyms, if it was a natural thing that you could do. So, and if you did not get a pass and you want to come try a class, let me know. I'll give you my phone number. You can come to any of mine that I teach. Oh, and there are schedules on my table out there, and my name is on all the classes that I teach. So I'll take care of you. That's what I tell everybody that comes to my class. So sorry I took over too much time.
No, that was awesome.